there you are. Everybody's been looking for you. I was about ready to wrangle a search party up and get some bloodhounds to track your scent before putting up missing posters around town. I'm just kidding. What you doing in here in this hidey hole? You do recall quitting time ain't for another couple hours, right? I'm guessing I should keep it down, lest we draw undue attention to ourselves. If, any of the bosses catch you sitting out on the job or something, he gonna be awful steamed. Luckily, the only person that caught you is your good pal Belle, and I ain't no rat. Get it? 'Cause I'm a cow. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope that wasn't too loud. I don't want to blow your cover with the boss. Wink. Not that it's me or nothing. Anywho, what's got y'all holed up here in this random barn? Sultry sun's beating down on you a little too hard. I worked up a mighty sweat lugging all them bales of hay around, but I'm an eensy bit more built for it than you are. Well, no offense. Everybody's got their strengths and weaknesses. Well, my strengths are, a little more literal. Yours are more in your mind. You're a good soul with a lot of kindness and humor to share with your fellow farmhands. You do brighten up a lot of people's days, even if little old grumpy me doesn't always treat you right. I do appreciate you, though. I mean, honestly, everybody's had a bit of a bad boss sometimes, and if it were up to me, I'd give them fools a righteous kick in the pants. Unfortunately, some of us need our jobs, so best I can do is just kind of comfort for you. I hope I'm offering some comfort. I mean, I like to think it's a pretty good job sometimes. It's got its perks. Well, is another boss of yours the reason you're stashed away here? Oh, trouble with a boss and finances? Well, that's a raw deal if I've ever heard one. I recommend overtime, but spending any extra time here probably wouldn't do your mind any favors. I know you enjoy my company and you got other friends here, but the tyrant running this place makes it a little hard to enjoy, even kind of a moment's peace sometimes when you're working for somebody like that. I'd be more likely to suggest, like another gig, but by the end of the day, you're probably too beat to do nothing but grab some din and, plop yourself up on couch and flick through the old tube. Must be exhausting for you. If it helps, if you ever need to sneak off and take a nap here, I don't mind covering for you. You have saved my tail a few times, and it's only fair I return the favor. Suppose that don't solve everything, though, does it? I hate seeing you this way. It ain't right. The joy you bring to others should be returned to you twofold. I like to think karma's real, but if it was, you'd be on top of the world. And, you'd have a better boss, and they'd be shipped off somewhere who couldn't hurt you, I guess we all have to try to make best out of things. Can I sit next to you? You get caught messing around in that other job, and, it wouldn't be so right. And, I ain't working it, and I'm kind of your boss here, so it's not as big of a deal. But, ain't nobody knocking on doors right now. Besides, your other boss needs you, and I'm sure that probably makes him mad that he needs you so bad because you're real good at what you do. Anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about better things. Things that'll cheer you right up. Oh, well, there's plenty of good folks here. There's always a couple bootlickers around here, and they're just willing to toss anybody they could up on the gallows and stuff if it means going to set up another ladder for them. And, well, it just gets bad. There's always that one feller who kept tattling on me for using my cell phone on the job. He just had a stick in the ass. His name was like Randy or Danny or something. Anyway, he didn't know I was the boss, so I fired him. Well, he got caught stealing eggs, too, so kind of not really surprising. I wonder what place of employment's been graced with that lovely presence of Randy McDanny. At least we got some good eggs here. And you and I being the best eggs in the bunch, of course. You picked a pretty good spot to hang out and a nice draft keeping us cool. Really hardly any foot traffic, and it's quiet. Maybe we could make it like a makeshift headquarters or something when we need a quick getaway. We should come up with a name for it. Maybe Fort something? Oh, hang on, give me a sec. I can concoct something. How about Fort Badass? Only badasses like us are allowed. Anyone who wants to get inside will have to know our super secret password, which could be, boss's drool. Yeah. I'm tempted to put up some decor, brighten up this crusty old barn. We probably shouldn't draw too much attention to our hideout, though. Not that it matters. I mean, I know it's here. Look at us in our own little kingdom. Not a care in the world. Who am I kidding? We got plenty of cares. Can't really run away from our problems forever. For the time being, though, we could just enjoy the silence, you know? Well, relative silence. Reckon we can get away with a few more minutes of quiet time before trouble comes knocking and we gotta get back to work. I am enjoying this, though. It's swell spending time with you, even if that time's spent hiding out. You mind if I scoot my boot a little closer to you? Seems that draft's starting to get to me a bit. All right, that's better. Oh, you're freezing. I guess it's good I moved on next to you. You'd go full Jack Torrance on me. You look surprised. What? Rural cowgirl can't make any movie references? Would it surprise you to know I got a bunch of streaming apps at home, and my entertainment options don't include activities like hoop and stick? Oh, come on, check your biases at the door, Buster. I'm just kidding. Didn't mean nothing by it. Instead of my entertainment options back home, if you like, you can come over and enjoy them with me. If, that's something that might interest you someday. Oh, my stars, Belle, you really stepped in it now. Oh, you done went and made things awkward. That's why y'all called foot and mouth Belle in high school. Well, all right, nobody actually ever called me that, but maybe they ought to start, because that's my complete lack of social grace. I'm sorry if I overstepped, bud. I don't want to compromise our current friendship or nothing with, potentially complicated elements of, feelings and stuff. Oh, good grief, look at me getting all tongue-tied when moments ago I was talking a mile a minute. Jeepers. Now I'm blushing like the protagonist in some kind of Victorian romance novel. Oh, maybe I should go. I'll see you later, though, all right? You don't want me to go? You feel like that, too? Oh, wow, that's a pleasant surprise. I was starting to feel like the biggest loser on the planet. Well, I better take a seat to process that. I'm not sure that I'd really be able to get back to work right after that little revelation of yours. And after all the time we've known each other, why didn't you say nothing? I mean, I suppose you do tend to go quiet when it comes to your feelings. Being all low maintenance is swell and all, but there's nothing wrong with putting yourself out there. Could have saved us a little bit of time and awkwardness. Like, when your hand brushes against mine when we were working. A hand I very much wanted to hold. Don't misinterpret that for any kind of frustration at you, though. No, not at all. I'm glad it happened. Better late than never. So, now that everything's out in the open, what happens next? Holding hands? Oh, I think that's a perfect first step to this uncharted territory, friend to lovers kind of situation we find ourselves in. Your hand is real soft. If it ain't too forward, would you mind if I rested my head on your shoulder? Oh, that's nice. I could get used to this. Now, instead of the barn wall we're looking at, imagine we're on our first date watching the newest horror flick or something. Yeah, I know you're a horror buff. That's why I made the Shining joke earlier, silly. After work, I think we should put this little plan of mine into motion. You, me, maybe a milkshake with 2 straws and a big old tub of popcorn. I'm more of a fantasy gal myself, so I may have to hide behind you if things get a little too gnarly on screen. Hope that's okay. If we're both scared of cats, that could spell trouble. Oh, sounds like a date then. Oh, this is exciting. This is quite the productive little conversation. I'll try not to think too far into the future, but I got a got a real good feeling about this. And you can generally trust cowgirl intuition. I'm right about at least 75% of things. And you can generally trust cowgirl intuition. I'm saying that. Don't ask how I calculated that. I don't actually know. Just, I'm just real happy. And judging by that Cheshire smile you got on that purty mug of yours, I reckon you're happy too. Bet this helped take your mind off today's drama, huh? Well, I'm glad to have been of service. And now that I'm like your date or maybe eventually your girlfriend, maybe that could be a label. To be determined, maybe. Well, now that I'm your romance friend, I can help you even more with any problems that come along your way. We're in this together. Well, speaking of work, I believe it's high time we got back to it, so... Here, take my hand. I'll pull you up. Oh, there you go. What do you say, partner? Yeah? Shall we get to business, little Junebug? Next few hours might drag by like molasses, but that'll make our date all the better when we finally get to it. So, well, let's get on with it.